got out of the shop and this lady was trying to tell me how crime is so bad in this area. And I'm like, actually, it's not, because I looked it up before I came here, and actually this is a pretty good area. And she's like, oh no, I hear in the news every day, violent crimes. And I'm like, okay, but they're not going to report on when there isn't violent crime. Like, they're just only going to report when there is violent crime. So you're going to be disproportionately exposed to incidents when it's happening. Like, you have to look at the percentages, not just the anecdotal reports. And she's like, well, I personally used to work at, so department store, and I would see people walk out all the time with stuff and they would just look you right in the eye. They didn't care. And I'm like, okay, well, first of all, that's not violent crime. Like, that doesn't make this place dangerous. But, to your point about there being crime, again, like, that is your anecdotal experience. I don't doubt that you experienced that. Like, that's valid. Like, but there's crime everywhere. Like, everywhere on the planet, there's crime, There's people stealing shit. There's people hurting each other, like, all over the world. So you have to look at the percentages, like, per capita, how many violent crimes or thefts and burglaries, etc., are being committed. So you can actually look this up online. You can find these heat maps that'll have, like, really dark red where there are more violent crimes, and then lighter red where there are not as many crimes. And, look at it that way. And she's like, well, you can compare anywhere to anywhere. Cause I was telling her, like, this place isn't as bad as a nearby urban area. And make it look good. And I'm like, but yeah, I mean, comparison is like the fundamental spirit of the phrase, this is a high crime area. Like, if you're not comparing it to something else, that phrase is meaningless. So yes, we are comparing it. It's not a high crime area unless it's high relative to other areas. And, she didn't seem to get it. So I was like, let me tell people who are actually interested in learning and actually want to hear. So there you go. If you want to be more scientific about safety and worry, then look at the percentages. Look at per capita, look at the rates of incidents. How frequently do planes actually fall out of the sky? How frequently do people actually get electrocuted with lightning? How frequently do people actually get eaten by sharks? I mean, you hear about it every time it happens, but they're not that likely. If you really want to worry about something, worry about traffic, worry about being on the road, because car accidents are far more likely than those three things.